What's going on, friends and family? Thank you guys so much for tuning into Every Day is a Saturday with your host, me, myself, and I, Brian Roof. Hey guys, today is Friday. It's Fun Friday, you know what I mean? Or freaking Friday, whatever you want to do. But it's time to have a good time. And this show right here is kind of dedicated to all the people that have listened, watched the show. This is kind of like what have we done in the past 7.5 months since Every Day is a Saturday USMC Veteran started. And let me tell you, the growth has been quite amazing, and that is all due to the fact that each and every one of you guys have listened to me and bared with me. If you can't believe it, I started this whole journey back on January 9th was when my first episode ever released. And when I first got into podcasting, I had some game headsets with a microphone on it. That's pretty much what I was using. And then I had my cell phone. And I just kind of started on my journey. And, the way that I kind of started the journey is I thought I would just kind of talk about my life and give my storyline. So if you've been watching, I have episodes. There's about 25 episodes, and those episodes are my storyline. And that kind of goes along from the time of when I was a little kid, all the way till present. And, I've tried to be pretty transparent, share a lot of different experiences. Some of them don't shed, great light on me, obviously, but I think it's important. I think it's really important for us as human beings to be okay with, our past, because the past doesn't necessarily define us. Our past may have built us up and put us in a position, but everything that we've done in our past isn't, a reflection of who you may be today. You know what I mean? And there's things that, we can change. We grow up, we go through life experiences, things of that nature. And, it starts to change our path and our trajectory. And then in life, you start to realize things, you know what I mean? So, one of my biggest messages, that I've learned throughout my journey, especially here podcasting. And that's one thing that I got to say I really love about podcasting is it's been very therapeutic for me. I think this has been probably better than any therapy session I've ever had to go through. This is on my terms. And this is me being able to talk about things that I want to talk about when I want to talk about it, and not feeling so forced with it. You know what I mean? So it's been very nice in that manner. And I think that, as I look back and I start going through my storyline, I may do a season 2, and I may elaborate more and go into more greater detail with, stuff like that. Joey, what up, brother? I appreciate you, man. You know what I mean? And along this podcasting journey, I've got to meet great people like Joey Edibles, The Contagion Effect, Shadow Mark Podcast. My gosh, every second counts. Two Drunk Dudes in a Gun Room. I can just, today with Tally, I could just keep going on and on and on. Everlasting Veteran. I mean, there's just so many people that I've met along the way. And I got to say thank you for each and every one of you for helping me in my growth, and being able to watch some of you guys and your shows and see what you guys do. I am just, privileged. And also Joel, over there at Military Broadcast Radio, you're a great person as well, man, that I've come across, and I'm very blessed to have met. You guys have taught me so much different things, you know what I mean? And that's kind of the great thing. And I've gotten a big eye opener of all the different things that the veteran world creates. And my boy Jason Steiner, what's up, brother? Welcome in, man. This is gonna be the top 10 show. We're trying to have some fun with it, and we'll see what we can do. This is another guy that I've met along the way who, my gosh, He's like my brother, and we text, we talk all the time. You guys have no clue how much each and every one of you out there, listeners, my friends that I've made throughout the way, how instrumental you guys have been in my life. This year has been a big change for me, and it's been genuinely for the better. And try not to get emotional, but damn, I can't express how much y'all mean to me and how much you guys have saved me. I mean, I lost my dad, who was my best of friend, back in 2020, and ever since then, it was like, feeling like you just didn't really have someone to go talk to and stuff of that nature. Joe, yeah. But I can't thank you guys enough. And let's go ahead and get on with the show. Right now, we're going to go through. I spent some dang time on this damn thing, so I hope you guys enjoy this, because it did take me some time, a lot longer time than I thought it would. But we're going to go through the top 10 shows. These are all on the audio side now, mind you. So, and by the way, before we go on too further, if you guys are interested, I got free stickers. If you want some free stickers, I will send you a couple free stickers, business card, a nice little, card with some crayon written on it. But let me know if you guys are interested. You guys can definitely send me an email right there. Every day is a Saturday 365 at yahoo.com. And I would like to also appreciate editing sucks. This is why I always go live. Haha. Yeah. Now that I pre-record, man, I mean, I've been able to do it all just like this, but I'm not live. So I got to say, StreamYard has also helped me along the way. And you guys are going to see throughout these top 10 videos that I'm about to show you guys the transition, because some of these are audio, some of them are audio only. And that's, like I said, that's how I was. And the biggest goal for me was to finally get on here and have equipment and all that stuff. And man, I'm getting there. You know what I mean? But can I always learn and be better? Absolutely. So, all right, let's go ahead and get into the top 10. And then we'll talk about some stats as we go through the top 10. Make it a little bit more interesting. But here we go. Let's start it up.
Number 10, Sugar Rose.
It came out like it was crazy. Like it was a eye-opening experience and just like a humbling moment that the things that I was saying came out, and I realized right then and there that I had a voice, and I started becoming, very close with our wives and, girlfriends of the soldiers and things like that. And I started becoming very close with our soldiers as well. Every drill I would go and do some sort of special lunch, or we'd do shirts, or we'd do this or that, the other, just, really bringing people together as a family.
All right. That right there was Sugar Rose episode. She came in at number 10. And let me tell you, my top 10, it just keeps shaking up. There's a lot of in and outs and changing up on the top 10. It's already changed since I've done this show. So you never know. And also, some of the shows that I've done are more of recent. So obviously it's going to take a little bit more time for you guys to get caught up to be in there. But Sugar Rose was a great guest. She is an awesome person, great motivational speaker. She definitely put a smile on your face. Got to work with her in the Gunroom Radio now. She also has a show with Donald Dunn over there on Two Drunk Dudes in a Gunroom. They call it Guns and Roses. Great podcast to see for motivation and all that stuff. They're just, it's a great motivational Tuesday, I think is what they call it, but great show to tune into. All right, we're moving on along. Here we go.
Number 9, Episode 8, Black Friday to Earning the Title.
Right. Each one of you to become a United States Marine.
A Marine is characterized as one.
Out comes these 3 drill instructors wearing these, these smoky covers is what they call them, and their belts look all nice, and their camis all nice and pressed, boots all shined up. But these guys just come out fuming, screaming everything. I feel like I'm back on the bus ride again. But these guys are just losing their mind on us. And like I've told you guys from the. All right. That right there was number 9. And as you guys could tell, that one was an audio only. And that's basically me giving my recount of my experience in boot camp. So if you guys haven't had the chance to check out some of these episodes, some of them you're only going to find if you go over to like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, all the audio sites. But let's kind of go through a couple stats before we get on with it. But my first episode dropped, like I said, January 9th. All right. And it's been 7.5 months since we've been going. All the episodes that you'll see within within my, the watch list or whatever you want to call it, or my storyline. And then all the interviews are with all the different, special guests that I've had. And, I would love to thank everybody who has been on my show. I absolutely appreciate you guys. You as well are a big reason as to why, every day is a Saturday keeps on rolling. You know what I mean? So, my very first interview, for the very first time was February 1st of this year. It was with Chris Altieri. He's a Navy veteran. And how I know him is he's a good friend of my dad's. And we met up one day at Crazy Autos, had some breakfast, and I was just like, hey, man, I'm kind of struggling getting people on my show, because I kind of reached out to a lot of my friends, and a lot of them were reluctant at first. So it was kind of hard, not going to lie, getting my first interview. But once I kind of got my first interview going, man, it really start rolling through. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and we'll talk more about some more stats as we watch the next one.
Number 8. Ultra. Episode 1.
I'm your host, Brian Roof. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is my first ever podcast, first episode, first go around at this. So please bear with me. I'm going to go ahead and start this off by trying to give you guys a little bit of introduction to myself. I'm not going to get deep into everything because somewhat of this podcast. All right there. That was my first episode ever. And like I said, me trying to give it a try on the old gaming headphones and a cell phone. I mean, that's kind of where it got me all started. And just kind of went with some random logo. And as you can see, the logo progressed and finally came to what it is today. And that right there at the top, that's what we got nowadays. So, but wow, it has been one heck of a upward hill for, I don't know. It's just like in terms of great things. And another big thing, just like Jason said, I am going to Hero Stock, and that is because of this podcast. You know what I mean? Getting to have Jason on my show, and man, I can't thank Jason enough for how many guests he has given me. I'm telling you, I think I'm pretty close to interviewing anybody and everybody that's in Nebraska. And I imagine after Hero Stock, I'll meet some more, and then I'll probably mark off. I've interviewed everybody in Nebraska. All right, so let's keep going down the show. I hope you guys are enjoying this. It's took me a little time. Here we go.
Number 7. Episode 10.
The next morning when I had woken up, here I am, the fucking highly motivated boot right out of boot camp.
I get myself dressed up in my PT gear, and that consists of some small green shorts with a green t-shirt tucked in, and some, we call them Go Fasters, but they're actually running shoes. But in the Marine Corps, we call
it. All right there. You guys see, still at that point was at audio, and me once again just going through my life and my experiences. And if you guys had a chance, go back, check those things out. It was pretty awesome. I know it's probably a little rough because it is audio, but it's something cool if maybe you're just driving and you want to see it. Yeah, Nebraska, Eric. I think we talk about Nebraska a lot on all our shows too. Oh man. All right, so let's keep going, guys. And then we'll come back and I'll go over a couple more stats. But here we go.
Number 6, interview 18, Reggie Villanueva, round 2.
During that entire year, this family would invite me over for barbecues, off-roading, please, begging me to do perimeter checks. And yeah, if you can, shine the light in the yard, this, that. And then all of a sudden, one day, while I'm trying to sell a Bronco for their daughter's birthday, they made these allegations. And that.
Man, Reggie was such a great guest. Marine Corps veteran, went through a lot, got, lost everything. He lost everything, ended up on the streets, and just has a huge story. And now he's just killing it. And he's on the way up to, making a better life for himself. I'm good friends with him. I keep in contact with him, and I'm glad to say he's doing really good, and he's definitely, on the up and up, and life is so much better for him. All right, we're going to go through a couple more stats here. All right, so episodes, I had 25 completed episodes that I did on my own that were just pretty much my storyline. The last one that I did was on Memorial Day. It was a memorial episode. I dropped that one on May 29th. Since I've been doing this, I have had 42 interviews to date, 4 returning guests. Jason Rhodes, who was Renovate.org, was my most interviewed guest that I had, and I had went through his whole storyline. Jason himself had, he went all the way from the start when he left Sanford, North Carolina, walking to raise awareness, all the way to Austin, Texas. And I was fortunate enough to, be able to be with him all the way through it. So those interviews were awesome. Some of them were like literally right on the side of the street. And it was awesome. I think he might have been too, maybe like about interview number 3 for me. And we were on the phone for our first interview. So, all right, here we go. Let's keep on going.
Numero 5. Episode 7, starting boot camp.
Only when I tell you to, your son is going to power walk and stand online in front of your gear. Do you understand?
Up they load us all into a big charter bus. I think we may have, I don't know if it was, I think it was only one bus, maybe 2 buses. And they load us up into the buses, and here we are. We're getting ready to head down to Marine Corps Recruit Depot, which is in San Diego. But before we make our way on down there, they give us what they call kind
of... All right there was my experience and what it was like heading down to boot camp. And what got cut off there is, man, your last meal before you get sent to here, at least in MCRD San Diego, they take you from LA MEPS, stop at Sizzlers, you get a steak and lobster meal, and then they put your ass back on the bus, and it's probably about another hour and a half drive down south. But they send you nice and full and stuff, man. And then you're just getting, you realize, man, maybe I shouldn't have killed that so fast. But it was, well, you know what though? Actually, for me, life became horrible because I was a damn diet recruit, so I had to eat half of everything. All right, here we go. Let's keep going with the show.
Numero Quattro, Episode 9, Forgotten Stories of Boot
Your
Camp.
immune system, son. Drop down. Give me 25 push-ups.
As you guys know, I'm pretty sure you guys that have already been through it, we're not allowed to bring shit into the, back to the squad bay. No food, no drinks, none of that. Well, Isaac, my buddy that went to boot camp with, I guess he decided that he thought he was going to be slick and try to sneak in some yogurt, right? So, no one knew that he had this yogurt on him until the incident had occurred. So anyways, all
right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish telling that story. So this guy, his last name was Warble, Isaac Warble. It's a hell of a last name. But I actually worked with him at a campground prior to going to boot camp. And we just happened to go to boot camp at the same time. No kidding. Didn't know nothing. See him in boot camp. Or, we actually pick him up on the way to boot camp. My recruiter is his recruiter, had zero idea. Right? Well, anyways, we're in boot camp together. This dude, skinny as a hell, but brings in some yogurt, puts it in his cargo pants. And at the end of that video, you see how the drill instructor's standing there and he gets those guys sit down. Well, when I was in from 2000 to 2004, we had to sit left over right, Indian style. And then, we had to sit up, sit down, sit up, sit down if you weren't doing it fast enough. Well, nothing is ever fast enough in boot camp. So you're going to do that. No doubt. No doubt. You're never going to sit down one time and it'd be, oh, you guys did a good job. No, sit down, get up, get up. Well, anyways, as we're doing this up, down stuff, getting up and getting down, I look over in like kind of my peripherals and I see like the splatter all over the ground. I look over and, oh my gosh, bro. I'm like, my buddy Warble, as he's sitting down, he's trying to wipe the yogurt with his butt. You know what I mean? And he's like looking at me like, help. I'm like, oh, fuck that, dude. No way, bro. I'm just like sitting up and down like, oh my gosh, wait till this drill starts. Bro, you could tell when the drill instructor locked in, because at this point in time, I'm kind of keying in on the drill instructor, like, what's this dude gonna do? You can, like, he just, whoa, man, that dude had us sit down and we were all sitting, Indian style, just leaves us all chilling, takes that dude, what we call the quarter deck, and they smoke him. They have you take, when I say smoke you, when I say go to the quarter deck, you got to go to this area. It's right when you first walk in your squad bay, right by the duty hut. And they usually have a nice little area for you. You go there, you take everything out of your cargo pockets, which you got usually your cover folded up or something in there, and probably your green monster and the other one. So you got to take all that stuff, and you just sit there and get smoked. They make you do up downs, burpees, mountain climbers. I mean, and you literally will leave a nice puddle right in front of you. That's individual punishment, which they can do, I think, up to about 10 Marines at a time. After that, they'll just take you out to what they call the sand pit and give you guys that nice thing in dirt. And they get creative, like, let's make some tornadoes, blow in the sand while you're all nice and sweaty. Man, the games we played. But if you go back, you go check out those episodes, you'll hear some of those great stories of how boot camp was. All right, here we go.
Number 3. Interview 8, Stats Are Crews, Round 2.
There was one.
The good old humps, huh? How far were they?
There was one hump we did. I don't know how long it was, but I know that we were going up and down hills, right? and I remember we were going up this steep ass hill that was worse than the Reaper. I shit you not, it was worse than the Reaper. And it was probably like a good mile and a half, just straight up like this. And
All right. It's Eric. What's up, buddy? Hope you're having an amazing day, man. Out there killing it. All right. That episode right there, Staff Sergeant Cruz, he was another one of those guests that I had on the show more than once. And let me tell you, he's a great interview. He's an active duty Marine. He was a hat. He did that for, 3 years or whatnot. And, man, he just tells great stories. That in particular episode, we concentrated more on what it was like to go to drill instructor school and all that stuff. Because one of his previous episodes is more about how it was as, for him as a drill instructor and some of the crazy, funny, outlandish stories you would hear from him. But excellent person to interview, great guy. And he's, of course, United States Marine, still out there kicking ass for us. And Staff Sergeant Cruz, man, I appreciate you, brother. And he's another one. We keep in contact. As a matter of fact, he texted me like at 3 a.m. because he's on the East Coast. So actually this morning, as a matter of fact, just out of the blue. But I love it. And man, I appreciate you, brother. Kill it. Keep killing it, man. All right, we're going to keep on going. We're just about getting there and seeing who the top video is. Here we go.
Number 2, interview 5, Staff Sergeant Cruz.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3.
That drill instructors are abide by, and that's dangerous.
Yeah.
That is dangerous because if you
Well,
have
you know what? There's TikTok now, man, and I've even done TikTok videos of like boot camp and stuff like that. And there's kids out there like, yeah, I'm gonna be a Marine. I can't wait. And I'm just like trying to cheer these guys on because, of course, man, I'm hoping eventually I'm gonna be watching another video of these dudes, in their uniform and stuff. Like, I can't wait, man.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's.
All right. That right there again was my good buddy, Staff Sergeant Cruz. And once again, the first episode, I forgot. I was still audio at that point in time. So that interview right there was done right over the phone. And but man, like I said, that was a really great interview. And probably one of the first times that my episodes really kind of started blowing up. People are really interested to hear what's going on in the military today. And he does a great job kind of explaining things. Like, I had no clue that female Marines are training now on the West Coast. It wasn't that way when I was in, and it hadn't been that way for years. Females always, or ladies have always trained on the East Coast. And so now they're over here at MCRD San Diego as well. And that was something I had no clue on. There was a couple things that I had learned about boot camp and things of that nature, which had no clue. But are you guys curious as to who number 1 may be? And as you can see, the Marines are heavy in here. You know what I mean? So I don't know if people just like watching the Marines, or what's going on. But a lot of the Marines have a lot of, are all on this top. So who do you guys think number 1 is? Here we go.
Number 1, numero uno, interview 9, Reggie Villanueva, USMC Veteran.
It's really starting to discourage me, but I need something to keep me in line and to provide for my family. And, they put out, the tags. They put all the tags and say, put this in the order you want. And I remember I only put 3 of them. I moved the rest of them to the side. I said, those are the only 3 that are important to me right now. And he looked at me and said, okay, family, education and stability. Whatever the other tags weren't really.
All right. Right there again was Reggie Villanueva. That was the first interview that I had done with him. And we go through his whole storyline of, how this guy got promoted really fast in the Marine Corps. I think he got out in 10-year time, and I think he may have reached gunny. He was a military police, got out, got involved in law enforcement, and did, I don't know how many years he did with, that. He did SWAT, all kinds of stuff. Got in very, very involved until he got wrongfully accused. It took him several years to get his name cleared. And during that time, everybody had turned their backs on him, and he ended up being a homeless, person on the Las Vegas streets. But like I said, now today he is doing so much better. Life for him is so much better than what it was. And he is persevering. He's a Marine. He's not going to let things define him and stuff. So I'm blessed to have met him. And like I said, each and every one of you out there, I am so honored and blessed to have come across you guys, especially everybody who's been on the show, you interact with the show. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys are amazing. But let's go ahead and get into a couple more stats, and then that'll be it for the day. But I hope you guys enjoyed the top 10. That's something I'll probably do every 6-month mark or so, and allow some of the later interviews to kind of catch up and kind of figure a way how I can get that involved as well. But there's been some great and amazing interviews that I've done as a recent that are going to be dropping. Everlasting Veteran. We did a dang near 2-hour interview. That's going to be dropping this Monday. And that one was a very raw episode. So you guys definitely going to want to tune in. Definitely. And I had the honor of having Shannon Book on my show. That's going to be dropping a little bit later. I had Betsy Ross, who's an author of Fight series. That's going to be coming out. So, man, there are some great interviews coming out here soon. And so stand by. But let's talk about some of the great things that have happened and throughout the time. I started doing segment shows, which were trying to kind of break up the whole military type of conversations all the time and just kind of get more into like life type stuff, And so I did a Throwback Thursday show, and that show was kind of just geared towards talking about clothing back. I did a series back. I think I started off with the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I want to say, and I'm not sure how far I ended up getting with that, because what it ended up turning into is it being more focused on game consoles and games. And I had brought on a buddy of mine who is a Marine Corps veteran. I found him on TikTok. He's a big time gamer, loves all the retro games. So, and my gosh, knowledgeable as hell. His name's Jesse. Great dude. He just got so busy. And so I kind of put that show, Throwback Thursdays, on the back burner. As a recent, I think I've done 2 now, and gonna kind of revamp it back. Now that I've got the setup I've gotten now, I've been able to make it more interactive and show like videos and things of that nature, make it a little bit more fun. And then a little bit later on, once I died out with the Throwback Thursdays, I had so much fun on. We did like this memorial extravaganza episode, and there was a lot of us on there from all the different podcasts, and we had a lot of fun with that. And I thought it was great to have that like hangout type of place. So Wacky Wednesdays was, at first when I started it up, it was all geared towards just come hang out, let's listen to music. I'm in there just boom, boom, dancing to myself a lot of times. Or, there was some great conversations, and whoever wanted to join in on the panel or whatever would just come in. And it wasn't really, very show based. It was kind of just more like freelance. Then I got approached by Military Broadcast Radio about possibly adding Wacky Wednesdays to Military Broadcast Radio. And I was all for it because I had become a fan of watching Military Broadcast Radio. It's the morning show on Fridays with Joel and Jack. And I've been watching them for a while on the Fridays, got involved, chatting up with them. They've, shortly learned, like, hey, this dude's got a podcast too. So, and then they found out about Wacky Wednesdays. And so I kind of became now a part of Military Broadcast Radio, and Wacky Wednesdays is done every Wednesdays at 4 p.m. Western time. And it's a live show. We do it for an hour. And I kind of had to like think of how I wanted to do that show, because I felt like now that I'm under Military Broadcast Radio, I wanted it to be more of an actual show, not so much just of a freelance hangout. So I wanted to give it more substance. So that's when I thought, okay, we'll do the whole nonprofit. So I love our nonprofits and I want to highlight them. And I thought that this is a great opportunity to bring out all the nonprofits. That way our veterans out there know what things are available to them. We give them a good 20, 30 minutes. And then we do a whole let's get hypothetical. And that's where I draw out of my cover, the good old cover, and just draw hypotheticals and we play the game. And if anybody wants to join in, and then once again, it's still a hangout. We just do it for more of the last 30 minutes. So that's been absolute amazing. And also, because of this, I've gotten involved with the Gun Room Radio, which is with Donald Dunn, two drunk dudes in a gun room. And I've been blessed and had the opportunity to become a radio DJ. So I started radio DJing on Mondays and Wednesdays from 12 to 3 Central Standard Time. That's PM. And man, I just have had so much fun in being a part of that. And Donald approached me and, really wants to go forward with making it a nonprofit. So in order for that, you got to have board members and all that. And then that's when he had offered me up a CFO position on the board. And I was more than honored to do it. And I'm probably one of his actual first, I am actually, besides himself, his first official radio DJ. And then my buddy Derek Thompson came on board. And since now he's got his own show on Friday and Saturdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Same thing, beer time and tunes. Great time with him. But I got to say, all this is due to podcasting and all of you out there who have, shot me personal messages, give me words of inspiration. Hey, I really like the show, man. It's a great show. Another thing I'd like to really point out there, probably one of my number one listeners who I'm pretty certain he listens to dang near almost every episode, or has listened to almost every episode, is my cousin Jeremy. And cuz I appreciate you, man, always watching. And I gotta say, the podcasting thing has really put me more in touch with both my cousins, Nick and Jeremy. And but Jeremy, man, I thank you so much. You always make a point to comment on a lot of the videos that I put out there. You give me feedback, and I absolutely appreciate it, and I love you, man. Hope you're out there having a good day. I know you've been struggling out there medically and stuff, so I hope everything's on the up and up for you. But all right, we're going to go ahead and call this a show. I'm honored once again to be a part of this, and I'm honored for each and every one of you who are watch this, listen. Please continue, like, share, help me get this show out there, help me get the veterans' voices out there. That's a big part of it, is sharing stories from people who don't seek attention but deserve every ounce of it. That's a huge thing for me, and a lot of my brothers and sisters, and just general people out there, all of you, you all got stories out there, and don't be afraid to share them. You never know even from your worst times, who can learn from that, and maybe you can prevent them going down that same path or soften that blow for them. But I once again appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you're making the day yours, and it's not making it yours. All right. Until next time.